What's up, everybody, and welcome to All for Footy, the AFL podcast where good friends gather and gab about last week's games, this week's games, and everything in between. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify, so go please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your host, Nathan, Mr. 9 out of 9 Norman, joined, as always, by the second best podcaster in the world, Daniel, the Big Daddy Reeby.
Nathan, as one of our good friends from Springfield used to say, see my vest, made for a real St Kilda chest.
Oh, Jesus.
And, I can't imagine too many Carlton supporters would be enjoying seeing the vest that I'm wearing today, but wasn't it a beautiful afternoon on Sunday, and can't wait to rip into it.
I wish it knocked him out. Anyway, he's all hat and no cowboy. He's the big wheel, Ryan Fenton. What's going on, sir?
G'day, fellas. How we going?
We're going good.
It's a bit of mixed emotions. Bit of mixed emotions at this time of the year, isn't it? You got the home and away season's finally finished up. It's a bit sad for some people, but exciting times for some others, isn't it, fellas?
Yeah. Well, look, it's sad that my involvement in the finals is greatly diminished by Melbourne just not being in the 8. Of course, as I'm sure it is the same case with you, Daniel, but
it's the first time in a while for yourself, so you're probably a little bit more heartbroken, where I'm quite used to seasons where St Kilda don't appear in September. So to me, it's just another year. I've been focusing on golf a bit lately. Really looking forward to a big final series, though. It's really built up to be a corker, and
working on that backspin.
And Nathan, it's probably been a couple of years since you've got the snow gear out too, mate. So how's that going?
I haven't been in the snow since I was a kid. I don't know what you're talking about. All these accusations. I have no interest in going to the snow. I have no interest in going. It's such a long drive. Like, why I just don't see a point. I just don't.
No. But you guys did used to go year in, year out when Melbourne never used to make finals.
No, I went once for school. I was like, tried to snowboard a bit, and I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. And then never did it.
Was it a bit harder? Did you find it a bit harder than skateboarding, did you?
It was a lot harder than this. Well, I did it for one day.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to master it in one day. I did all right. But all right's not really good enough at the end of the day.
No,
mate. There's
one. Well, better luck next time, fellas.
All right, well, let's get on the depressing train. It is the end of the AFL Premiership season 2024. We are into the end game, and that means a lot of teams just couldn't make it this year. And so the last game for the Melbourne Football Club was on Friday night. It was Melbourne versus Collingwood at the MCG. Melbourne 8-9-57, Collingwood 15-13, 103. Collingwood by 46 points because they are pricks. Ryan?
Yeah, mate. Well, it's a bit of a tricky one going into tonight. Obviously, we knew D's were done, but there was still a small, little glimpse of chance for the Pies to actually still make the 8, wasn't it? So the Pies needed basically a 100-point win, and then the Sainers to beat the Blues by 100 points to even get a chance. But obviously, that result did not happen for the Pies too. So it ended up being a bit of a dead rubber, that game, but still all right game for the Pies to watch. I did go into it. I did notice, there was a late out with Lever, so Jake Lever was out. So I'm like, no Lever, no mates, or it's not looking too good for the D's tonight. Even though it's the last game, there could be some.
Oh no Petrarca.
Yeah, no Petrarca, no Oliver. Just so it wasn't looking too promising for the D's, but there was a late McStay didn't play too for the Pies, so he missed out on the last game for the year. But
That's a shame.
Yeah, so just basically just watching the game, and it just ended up being a bit of a fade out, didn't it? Really, by the end of it, the two, well documented, the two Dacos brothers both got 40 touches each, just absolutely smashed it. That's got to be some sort of record with the brothers getting 40s.
God. Yeah,
does it winning the Brownlow?
Oh, mate, he's got to get. Yeah, it'd be interesting to get some votes
let's
that
see what
night.
happens.
Maybe make predictions next week, but I mean, I'm liking him for the Brownlow now. I reckon Dacos. I reckon he's finished off really well, and his start to the year wasn't bad at all. The night was almost based around giving him the footy as much as they could, wasn't it? Let's just try and get him the last 3 voter, and
the old one, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just dominated, mate, and good on the Pies, even though they tried, but
Screw the
I noticed,
Pies.
buddy, your mate, Cozzy Pickett with the bump again, Nathan. Like, come on, mate. Like, he needs to sort that out, doesn't he?
Yeah, how many games will he miss going into next season? He'll be missing a few, won't he?
Yeah, 3 or 4, I think it was.
Oh, God. He kicks a lot of goals. Cozzy. I love him,
He
but he keeps doing this
And-
shit. I don't like it.
And he's one of those players you guys really need him in your side. You do normally win when he plays.
Yeah,
so.
no, he's good. He's good to bag a couple usually, but oh my God, just you can't be doing that shit. Like,
No.
you just get knocked out, and then you're out for weeks, and then your team's like playing a man down. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is doesn't help.
I know, mate.
Just
doesn't help anybody.
Just to be a bit tough, just to bring a bit more intensity to the game. Like, mate, that's too much. That's too much intensity. Like, back off.
Yeah, he obviously needs to do a bit of work on his technique over the pre-season, mate, doesn't he? Like, he just can't just be doing that every 6 weeks, knocking someone out.
Yeah,
like,
no, he
right.
needs to not be a dick. Absolutely, I've got to agree with that one. Raby, do you think he needs to agree to not be a dick?
a little less of a dick, yes. I mean, his aggression on the ball is first rate. I mean, you can't stop a guy from going super hard, but I just think he'll be a little bit smarter next year. I reckon he'll get shown a lot of footage. Because he just goes kamikaze a little bit, and in the way the game's going, he's really got to tone it back an inch. But use that energy in training and running and just, still going super hard. But yeah, they've got him just to bring it back a tone, don't they? Because he can't help himself. If he was playing in just that Glen Archer late era still there in the early 90s, he'd be bloody...
he'd be sniping him.
No one would even notice him, I reckon.
He'd be like Pickett from... who was it?
Byron Pickett.
It's like, he's a pretty clean player.
Hard hitter.
Jesus.
He was awesome, mate.
Ended up Port Adelaide, didn't he? Premiership player.
And North Melbourne, mate.
And actually won the Norm Smith for Port, didn't he? Shit. Byron. BP. Well, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. All right, Reeby's samosa was
Not only
Cozzy Pickett. Super hard. All right, Ryan.
I was going to say, not only, we knew the game was done and dusted pretty much, and then the old lightning comes out and, stuffs around the last 10, 15 minutes of the game too. Did we really need more of a delay of this game, Nathan?
Oh, look, they just needed to call it a draw then and then and send everybody home. Like, at that point, anything could have happened. And the Lightning was such a big disruption to the game. They just needed to throw it out. They just needed to throw it out, give both teams 2 points, and walk away. That's what it should have been.
Why did Melbourne keep getting involved in these awkward moments where we had the power out of Gabba?
Yeah.
And now
then they've had two weather ones, haven't they?
Well, I think anti-Melbourne bias stretches far past the awful footy community. And I feel like it's infiltrated the AFL itself.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I was just going to say, just a shout out to, it was good old Razor Rays last game 2, ring 2 on Friday night, mate. What a champion he's been. And, didn't the Collingwood fans, give them a bit of this one at the end of the game too, just to give him that final, walk off. Good on them.
Yeah. Former Chelp Park great. Was the wicket keeper in the 2001 Warner Shield Premiership there, and will be sorely missed obviously from Chelp Park for wicket keeper because sometimes we need him. Sometimes we're scratching the bell for keeping, but he'll also missed for his AFL legacy towards his umpiring. Great career, well over 300 games. Was it 400?
Oh yeah, heaps. Yeah, between 300-400, I reckon.
we're just getting a check in on how many games he umpired. But yeah, no, great career. I'm going to guess 422.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm going to go less. 388.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna say about 384.
Oh, it's close to mine.
So Nathan, just regarding your teammate, just in the next couple of eps, are we going to be sort of doing a rating of how each club finished off for the year, mate? Just
Yes, well, as you are aware, as our listeners are aware, that last week's games is our most time-consuming section of the show. Takes up most of the show. We will not be having that going forward anywhere as big. So we'll be filling it out with extra content that we'll be sliding in right there. You know, like a slidey boy. Next week, we will be doing the ladder predictions, results, beginning of the year. The four of us, me, Ryan, Daniel, and Mr. Rick Parker, we all did our ladder predictions for the year. And, the ladder is done. So now we get to...
I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm feeling pretty confident about that one.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I can assure you, Raby, you're not going to be happy.
Oh,
I can assure you, you've lost before I even start tallying up the votes and everything. I'm sorry, my friend.
Wait, we've got... Yeah. Nathan, can you enter a guess in the how many games Razor Ray's umpired game, please?
No.
No, okay, you're not entering. Okay, so we get a drum roll. The correct answer is 389.
Oh, damn! You guys were fucking close.
I was 5 off. 5.
You were 5. He was.
So, yes. I mean,
see, we know our stuff. See, listen up, people. Just quick one, too, fellas. It's been a while, but I've got a fun Fenno fact, too, fellas.
Oh, from the factory of fun Fenno facts.
Fun Fenno factory, mate. That's right. We've spoken about this guy already, Dacos, on the show, Nick. I was just going to say, during the first quarter of that game, he became the quickest player ever to reach 2,000 disposals.
Oh, wow, there you go. There's a good kind of fact.
But I don't like him.
Is that a thumbs up or thumbs down, fellas?
Well, Collingwood beat Melbourne, so... I don't like that fact right now. Thank you very much. Give me
Does Steelo like that fact?
Yeah. He's all in. He's got 2 thumbs up.
Oh, well, we can't see them, so they don't count. Alright, well, is that it? What more do we need to say about Melbourne Collingwood?
That's it, mate. Let's move on.
Alright.
And
bad luck days and pies for 24.
Petrarca's gone, leaving the club. Not going to Carlton.
We will wait with interest to see where he plays, won't we, next year, Nathan?
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully he'll be captain of the VFL Casey team. So, mate, hopefully that's where he gets stuck for the next 5 years. That's what I want.
And just another thing too, the Pies another victim of not making the 8 after winning the grand final too. So there you go.
Yeah, it's been happening. Last team to do it, Melbourne.
The Cats.
Melbourne. No, to make the finals after winning the flag. Melbourne's last team to do it.
Yep.
Got to hold on to that. Got to hold on to all those accolades because it's going to be rough. 14.
And also, big shout out to Steelo for going along with Joshy to the game. Joshy, doesn't like to go to the footy by himself. He feels like he's a bit of a precious Melbourne supporter, just like our good host friend here. And Steelo actually decided that he'd go with him. Like, I'll hold your hand. We'll go to the game together and
skip a bit. Yeah.
I mean, well, I was sort of saying good on yous for going, but actually bad move in the end. But hats off to you for just attempting to go to a Melbourne game. I mean, you sort of knew what you're in for, but keep your chin up out there, Joshy. Hopefully the boys get a couple of wins for you next year. And when I say couple, I mean just a couple.
Fuck.
Is it gonna be? Do you reckon it's gonna be like a rebuild, Nathan, or what?
I don't know what's gonna happen. Really, like, what are they gonna get with Petrarca? Like, hopefully we get some first round draft picks.
Lucky.
But who are we going to trade him to for that?
Who knows, mate? One to watch. We'll keep our eyes on it.
Yeah, maybe we don't want to trade him. Maybe we'll lock him in because apparently Papley is locked in like that. Like, he wanted to go elsewhere, and it's like, no, you're not going anywhere. You're under contract. But, hey, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Apparently, some people believe you can just retire and then re-enter the comp the next year. And, like a fucking 7-year contract didn't even matter. Some people believe that. I think they're silly, and they shouldn't, but some people believe that.
That's it, mate.
It's not real. That's not how it works. Can't be. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. Saturday football at the University of Tasmania Stadium. It is Hawthorn 26-14, 170 to North Melbourne 7-4, 46. Hawthorn by 124 points. What the fuck, Reedy?
Oh, mate, I mean, talk about kicking a score. And in the wet, too. I mean, shit, we just didn't really see it coming, did we? So it was, jeez, I mean,
they were meant to be at the bottom. They're meant to be at the bottom of the ladder. Hawthorn, they're meant to be. They're like... Sorry.
Some said, 0-5. There they were as well. And, but hats off to, if I can actually give a Steve Irwin this week, going to give it to Sammy Mitchell. I mean, if anyone at the club can be united with bringing this ship together on where it's got to, I think he's really done his due diligence in time as the coach there, and he's, they were going through the rebuild phase, and early in the year they still backed themselves to play really high-end footy, and this is his reward. So hats off to him for a long year. They've ended up just sneaking in, still having to win on the weekends. So it's not like, that they were there or anything special. They've been handed nothing. You know what I mean? They could get eliminated in the first week of finals. But you just feel like there's a bit of a ride of momentum there. And, it's a bit tough to say you're not tipping them this week, even though they're up against the Dogs, who are pretty red hot. So,
next week.
Good on you, Sammy. Good on you, Sammy. And I think it's his first Steve Irwin award in his life.
Ooh.
I don't believe he's racked up too many, but you never know. He might end up a multiple Steve Irwin in his.
I think he might win another award too. I reckon he'd be pretty close to getting the coach's award too, wouldn't he?
Well, he'd be right up there. Could be clinking.
Could be clinking.
Along. Yeah, winning all these sort of things, and then he might be multiple clinking at the end of the. I mean, who knows how clinking he'll be, but
I don't know, man.
He's already got his 4 premiership medallions to clink next to him.
I don't like how clinking sounds. It sounds like a slur, maybe. I don't know.
Horrible. Horrible. It's horrible unless you've got them.
But fair enough. I guess.
Anyway, Reeves, you mentioned the 05 start, mate, and the Hawks are the 3rd team ever to actually make finals with that sort of start too, mate. So good on them.
Can I mention one of the teams, which I know off the top of my head?
Yep.
Definitely was St Kilda in '97, starting 0-5, going on to make the grand final that year, and what a great effort that was in '97 by St Kilda.
How'd they go? Did they win the grand final?
Well, we just got overdone, but they tried hard.
I'm surprised.
But we ran into a couple of blokes named Jarman and
Modra.
No, Modra didn't play.
Oh, Modra didn't play. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Sorry, nerd, with your facts and shit.
James Allen.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Didn't matter. The Day wasn't playing too, did it, Reeves?
Sorry.
Will Day didn't play for Hawks, mate. Didn't make a difference.
Well, no, and see, he will come back in to strengthen him. So is he obviously going to be back? Oh, so he might be out for the year, we reckon, yeah.
Oh, they're a bit iffy about it, mate, because it's
well,
coming in and out.
If he was looking at the return or if he's out. But, obviously good for their depth, though, the fact they're able to just carry on when you're going to lose soldiers, in a tough year. I reckon Sammy would be the first to admit that. Like, it's almost like a 20% rule. You've got your 100% side, but you're going to lose 10, 20%. So, they'll get tested, though, against a quality Dogs outfit. So, what a final.
Yeah. But, John Newcombe, mate. John Newcombe starred for the Hawkers, mate. He's had a great year. And,
he has.
And, you had more kicking 4 goals to 3 at, for the Hawks too, mate. But surprisingly, I reckon Jai Simpkin for the Kangas actually was nearly best on ground too, the old skipper. So
yeah, he played really well, didn't he?
For a good old flogging, jeez.
And
Gavin was doing well. D'Ambrosio. And
hats off to one of the podcast favourite there, Sherry. I mean, he's got all Australian squad nominations, and as a young fella coming up through North Melbourne, for them to have a ruckman with that badge on his shirt already, that speaks pretty big volumes there. So
you on to him early too, Reeves.
Start of the year, mate. I liked him. I heard him getting spooked. And
we didn't know how to pronounce his name, but that didn't matter.
We were very wrong.
Oh, but, we know how to pronounce everybody's name. What are you talking about? We always get it right. I didn't just flub one a second ago.
Good to see. And I went down and popped in at Waverley Park on Monday morning. I was driving by and I thought I'd, a bit of a representation from All for Footy can head down and geez, I thought there'd be a lot going on and there might be a big media storm and maybe a few players out in the track. Just
no, there's nothing.
Nothing. Quiet. So Monday morning down there was nice and quiet. They're very relaxed at Hawthorn and it was actually good to see, no stress, no tension. They didn't have blokes in the gym on Monday morning trying to show off. It was.
Do you reckon they had a bit of time? Did you reckon they had a bit of time off after leaving Hobart, or what do you reckon? What do you reckon?
Oh, well, who knows? I mean, look, depends. Hobart's
I'm not leaving Hobart, leaving Tassie. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, they would have had they would have got home Sunday, I suppose, and then they've been most clubs these days are leaning towards not just leaving venues when you don't have to. And I think getting the old red eye straight after a game, just to get home that night and sleep in your own bed, it's almost double as bad for your recovery compared to recovering properly, having a good night's sleep, and then flying.
Plus, they don't really need to because they got the week off too, so There's no real rush, is there?
Absolutely sure they would have stayed the night, enjoyed a dinner, enjoyed each other's company, had a nice casual fly home, and didn't have to rush into the club Monday morning. So well done, Hawks, for qualifying 5th.
What a say, man. I reckon last thing about the Hawkers, mate, it's going to be pretty hard for teams to stop this forward line, isn't it? Like, who would have thought that at the start of the year?
Well, they've got 7 guys that have kicked over 20 goals. So, that's up there with the top of the leaderboard. I think you'll find, I heard the stats, but they were up the top with maybe Geelong have 6 and might have been, I can't remember now, but Giants had 5, which shocked me a bit.
Yeah.
But they've obviously got the leading goal kicker.
Yeah.
7 goal kickers over 20 for Hawthorn. So they've got a lot of options.
They do, and what momentum they have right now. Like, it's scary. Scary. I'd be worried.
Shocking finish for North Melbourne too. Far out.
Unfortunately. It wasn't bad. I mean, they still kicked not a bad score on the day, as much as Hawks got away. They played some positive footy. No, look, I think they queuing the rack a bit there, but
it's 20 goals.
I think they showed a lot of positive signs this year. That next year they're going to be alright. They'll be alright next year. I'm holding some faith in them.
Oh shit!
It'll click.
They can only get better.
And we haven't said that for the past 5-10 years. Well, hopefully they do. Hopefully they do turn it around. Hawthorn turned it around pretty quick, so hopefully they.
How many wins this year? They've had the 3 wins this year. I mean, surely next year.
Hopefully. All right, moving on to the next game, and what a game! Geelong versus West Coast at GMHBA Stadium. Geelong 26-12, 168 to West Coast 11-9, 75. Geelong by 93 points. Take it away, Ryan.
And the boys! Woo! Can the Caddies. I won't celebrate too hard because it was a bit obvious it was going to happen, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like, I don't think anybody tipped West Coast.
No, mate. With no McGovern and Barras playing too, mate, it was always going to be a bit of a goal fest for the Caddies, wasn't it? But good game. We're still, we've got our old players, but we've got a lot of young players running around too. So it's good on them. And Yeah, as Reeby would know, you can't go past big old Jezza kicking 9 big sausage rolls, fellas. What a great performance that was.
Jesus, yeah. Well, you know, you're having a good day if you're kicking 9 goals. God damn.
I know. I thought he was going to kick 20 but he almost win the Coleman.
Although not as efficient as Amadi, he kicked 9 goals, 1 off of 10 disposals.
Oh.
Cameron kicked 9 goals, 1 off of 14. So there was.
I don't know. I was trying to think of a Jezza nickname for Amadi Party. I was trying to copy one. I couldn't think of one.
A Jezza Jacuzzi, I don't know.
I couldn't think.
That's not. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. For the record, I don't like it.
Jeez, man, what a spanking! 100-point lead at half time. I know it only ended up being 93 at the end, so they obviously just, put their foot down a bit. The caddies, what is his name? Tom Stewart and Humphreys both had a couple of injuries too, so I think they started chilling out a bit. But there was almost stages there where the Cats were almost coming second on the ladder, but end up being fourth. But that's good on them. And the 100-point lead ended up being the 6th best halftime score ever. So good on the Cats for that record. So bloody happy with that one. And just need the win, mate. We just need that win just to secure that top 4 spot, because I think if we lost that, I think Brizzy might have still been a chance to make the 4 from memory. But go the Cats and well-earned win. Well done, boys.
And a good season as well.
Yeah, really good season. Really, they didn't even make the 8 last year. To come back from that, damn, impressive.
Just shows anyone can come back, mate.
So
I think Hawthorn showed that. Well, North haven't come back in it's been 10 years plus. It's been ages. I
think Tassie Devils got a better chance, mate.
They probably do. Look. Hopefully they turn it all around. But anyway, we're talking about Geelong West Coast now.
I know it's always a bit hard to watch a bit of a flogging, but did you guys get much of an eye in on the game?
Well, I watched the game, but look, I just kept looking up and being like, oh, another goal.
Yeah.
Another goal. Oh, yeah, another goal. Very high-scoring football. Look, what I like the most about watching football is goals being kicked. I'd rather this than a close, low-scoring game.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I like seeing a nice kick at goal and just go straight through the middle and it's just like...
Nice 20-goal plus.
Yeah. Why not? Just watch a team just flourish and do the showcase their thing.
You like big bags.
And I like to know, bam, my tip is secured. I'd like to know as soon as possible. But yeah, maybe that's odd. But hey, look, hats off to the guys. Geelong also prime position for the finals this year.
8 goals to 1 in a quarter, and then to back it up with 10 goals in the second quarter.
Great to watch.
I
was actually slightly disappointed we didn't get much more of a lead in the second half, but that's all right.
Well, you lost the third quarter, didn't you?
Yeah, not good going into that with finals,
Look, but, you guys didn't care. You were home stretch. You were like, all right, let's ease up. Let's not injure anybody before the finals.
That's it, mate. I've got another fun Fenno fact for you, boys.
Straight from the factory, go.
Straight from the Fenno Fun Factory, boys. This is the 14th time in the past 18 seasons the Cats have qualified 4th on the ladder. How is that?
Yeah, good for you. I don't think we don't like that one. I'm a Melbourne supporter. He's a St Kilda supporter. We don't like that one.
That's crazy stat, isn't it?
Do you know what I just found over here? I just found a card, and I'm pretty sure Fenno left it here last time he was here, and it's got what's it written on there? It's got some trivia on it. Which of these players was nominated for the 2012 AFL Rising Star Award? Also, obviously, only one of them got nominated that year. Jeremy Cameron, Jarman Impey, or Jake Need?
Impey.
I'm going to go Impey.
Well, it was Jeremy Cameron.
Yeah, why would you copy that? That was the obvious answer.
2011. So when did the Giants... did Giants start 2012?
They must have.
I thought they started 11.
But also, they double banger the card up. They put 2 questions on there, so
They
I can
double
double
banger?
with the Fenno fun fact while we're at it.
This isn't a Fenno fun fact. You're doing it.
In which state was the first VFL AFL final played outside of Victoria?
South Australia.
Sydney.
So New South Wales and South Australia, and the answer was Western Australia.
I thought it was either South Australia or Western Australia. I took a punt.
So who was it? Because wasn't Sydney in the comp before West Coast?
No, but it was where was the first final played?
Final. Oh.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I like it.
All right, well, so sad. Too bad, West Coast.
Go the Cats.
We hardly knew ye. All right, moving on to the next game. Richmond versus Gold Coast at the MCG. Richmond 10-6-66. Gold Coast 14-10-94. Gold Coast by 28 points. Richmond just getting kicked while they're down right now, don't you reckon, Reeves?
Look, it's a bit tough to watch in the end. I mean, I just felt like it was probably the lower end of the games on the weekend. Like, there was some high-quality footy, but I mean, it was still good to watch 2 teams going at it. It got quite scrappy, and Gold Coast should always be winning this game, mind you now. I think Richmond really were just at the end of their tether there. I actually tipped them, which was a bit disappointing once I watched the game unfold a bit. But even just the tactics of both sides, it really just reminded me of a good local footy match. You know, guys were just prepared to take a few hits. There was a lot of kicking down the line and hard running, and both teams cracked in and really wanted to win. And Richmond stuck in there towards the end a bit. But it just probably filled you up with a game with 2 teams that were just hanging for the end of the season to come around. And there wasn't a lot more going on. But obviously they had Dusty there, and bit of an awkward way for him to go out if all the rumours are that he might ever end up playing at the Gold Coast, and there they are playing the Gold Coast. But
so weird.
But a lot to play out there, and it doesn't seem overly likely. I just feel like time will go pretty quickly on all that, and the Gold Coast will look forward.
Obviously, Dan Rioli had a good look at the Suns too while he was playing against them.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Everybody's jumping ship.
Jimmer would have just been able to go, hey boys, come on, let's go and have a party after the game. But didn't read a lot more into the game than all that. But it was a bit of a checkout game, and good to see Gold Coast get a win at the G. I think they've toiled long and hard, and they've played some good footy this year, some really good footy, and they probably don't deserve to be talked of as wasted season because. What they win, maybe 11 games in the end there or something. 11, maybe even 12.
13 from the ladder.
Yeah, so in a tough season. So they're right at the top there of the bottom of the shit.
Hey, they beat Melbourne.
Yeah, so it might have been since the Melbourne in a row. But,
is Steelo, can you get a stat for us to see if that was Dimmer's first win against the Tigers too, mate? I don't know if they've played him twice or once this year, but how's Dimmer against the old side, So, is Steelo there?
Yeah, he's there. You can see him in the corner of the Discord chat.
Who won?
I got you.
Gold Coast beat Richmond in round 1, in opening round.
There you go.
Did they?
So, technically, Dimmer's beat Richmond 100% of the time. He's coached together.
There you go.
Take that. Well,
you'd reckon good old Ned Flanders has almost taken the mantle probably for the Suns, one of the Suns' best midfielders too this year, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Anderson's hard to look past.
Ever since he came back from that injury earlier in the year, he's really just been clean. He's been given a lot of opportunity, which helps. But hopefully they can just get a bit more run in there in the next year or two with a few youngsters really pushing up. And it's onwards and upwards for the Gold Coast with King. Some call him the better King, but I call him just King. And, just really interesting to watch Gold Coast, aren't they? Just which way do they go from here? They're right at that level where they could really trajectory into the 8 next year, Hawthorn style. But, let's just keep
especially if they got, especially if they actually especially if they actually got players actually wanting to go there now. Like that's different than normal, you know. And a lot of people don't actually nominate the club, so
Starting to get a bit more going for it, isn't it? I mean, you just really hope they don't win a flag. I mean, it would be an expensive premiership for some if they were to win, which I was reminded of the other day, which me and Alan have a very long-standing bet for either side to win the premiership next. If the Saints were to salute, it might be the closest way for Alan back to Scotland instead of paying up the bet.
Oh no!
How did it originate?
Yes.
So the bet was taken. I know the rule. I know what happened because I was there. You're probably there too, Nathan. The bet that was taken was at the end of the 2010 Grand Final. Reeby and Allen, known as Flip, shook hands with each other and said, "Whoever wins first, Grand Final out of St Kilda and Sons, we're going to pay $1,000
Every year.
Add on $1,000 every year till it happens." And guess what? It's sitting at $14,000.
This is the 14th year since.
Oh, one of you is going to be welching on that bet. I can see it now.
I reckon Flip would be for sure.
Mate, Saints are going to win the flag next year, so that's 15k he'll owe me the day they win it.
Do you know what would even be funnier? Do you know what would be funnier? If Suns win, if Saints win, Alan's got to pay Reeby $14,000, but Alan goes to the Saints now, so he'll be giving someone that is $14,000 that he goes for.
Yeah, well, he goes for like 15, 16 teams, so, you know, who cares?
It's all good. You can remortgage against your house and stuff to get like that amount of money.
Like, just don't be a bitch, you know? You gotta pay up. You promised. You made the bet.
Do we know what how many goals the Better King ended up with for the year, Nathan?
We will be doing a comparison of who the Better King is coming soon.
No.
In the final series of All for Footy. We need to fill time.
I like it.
And I'm going to be comparing the Ben King and Max King's season side by side to see who truly is the Better King.
What about their career? What about careers?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's not give it away right now. Anyway, Gold Coast versus Richmond. Goodbye, Richmond. You guys suck. Gold Coast, you guys suck as well. Just not as much.
I think Daniel thinks you're talking to him. Oh no!
Alright, moving on to the next game.
I know what game's coming up next.
The next game, Brisbane versus Essendon, Saturday Night Football at the Gabba. Brisbane 11-21, 87 to Essendon 10-7, 67. Brisbane by 20 points, and we are joined by the Man of Steel, Steelo. How are we,
sir? Make it rain, Rainer man. Oh, what a base. What a base. Let's go. Hey, it was a bit of a dead grubber. It was a bit of a weird feeling out there at the Gabba. But we got the job done. We kept the fans happy. And we just marched on through. We kept the morale high, marching on through to finals. And we're going to do it the hard way this year. We know we're capable. It doesn't bother us that we have to play every week. It's probably the best way for us at this point. You know, we know we're the better club. You just got to beat these teams. You just got to rock up and you just got to win. That's all it is.
That's it.
So we've proven we can do that. And in this game, we put up a good, strong lead. But there was a lot of wayward goal kicking. I think in the third quarter we kicked about 9 points.
I got 8. Yeah.
There was so many behinds, and all game we ended up with 21 behinds. And it was just, hey, well, we got the win, so that's all that matters. And we've been doing that for the last few weeks. There's been some issues with the goal kicking, but and once we get like a 6-goal lead, it's really hard. It's kind of hard to watch as a Lions supporter because it always seems that we just, you know, we put the feet up and put the cue in the rack, and we just let the other team charge at us. And we're just like, it'd be nice to see us just pound a team into the ground for once and win by like, you know, at least like 75 points, just double that margin. We don't really do it much, and I don't think we've done it at all this year.
Hey, just get the W's. You know, you guys are sitting pretty right now, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. But yeah, no, it is good to see side absolutely annihilate another side. What, you didn't even North Richmond, like, no?
Yeah, big pardon. Sorry, was that last week?
North, Richmond, like, you guys didn't smash them in the ground?
Oh, yeah. I mean, North doesn't really count, but
Okay, alright.
especially
Sorry.
early in the year, and then Richmond as well. They neither of them. Sorry, but
No, fair enough.
yeah, even then we had issues definitely versus Richmond. Like we just don't ground and pound teams. We don't win by 100 points. It's definitely not our
Not
style.
flogging them.
Yeah, not like Geelong, who the heartless Geelong.
We stomped people in the gutters for sure.
Especially up at home. Like even this game, we would have liked to have won it by more. And I guess if we kick straight, we would have. So we will be dangerous if we start kicking straight and taking advantage of all these scoring opportunities. So shout outs to a couple of players that beg your pardon, a couple of players that played ripper games though. Lockie Neal with 40 touches and
he's
24 kicks, and just super effective, just a beast in there all day.
11 score involvements.
Most likely 3 Brownlow votes. And Ashcroft had a ripper as well. Good to see him get a lot of touches. Played out of his skin, got like double his usual disposal rate at 30 touches this week. And a couple players like Kai Lohman, he's just been trying his heart out all year long, so good to see him get 3 goals as a return. And even Charlie Cameron to get a bit of a return to form, hopefully just before finals, give him some confidence. I think he ended up with 3 as well.
Yeah, 3 goals, 1.
Steelo, speaking of Charlie Cameron, mate, he's just recorded sitting 4th on the all-time goal kicking list for the Lions, mate.
Oh, if you don't mind.
Behind
He's
Acker?
Not at all.
He's on 308, just past Acker on 307.
Oh, that's crazy. That's
Nice,
a great
nice.
start. Yeah, that's insane. I can't believe he's past Acker.
He's
doing
4th,
good.
mate. He's 4th.
Well, Acker was in the doggies for a while, so
Oh, good on him. He's had some troubles this year, but no, the stats speak wonders. They speak volumes. So congratulations and get around him.
Bloody oath.
I'll give him a big cheer next game.
Yeah, bloody oath. He's still got Jonathan Brown to catch up on, Brayshaw and Lynchy, but he's making his way up there slowly, mate.
That's crazy.
hey, you'll get there, maybe. Maybe he'll get there. Alright, well, do we have much else to say about Brisbane ending Essendon's season?
Go the Lions. I've just got to
Very
say, just a shout out to Dyson Heppel too, mate. He got to play his last game. There was a
Good on
few
him.
Essendon supporters fuming last week because he couldn't get out and play in front of the home deck. But well done to him. He ended up with 34 disposals, 12 interceptions, posies, and 5 marks for the night. So at least he finished on a high. And also, Merritt played another great game too. 37 touches, 9 score involvements as well. So he probably might even get a vote too on that game too. But
Yeah, can't go past Lockie Neal, but
just a shout out to Heppel, mate. For great career.
19 contested possessions. Lockie Neal. That's insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, what the hell? So
Unbelievable.
yeah, impressive.
What a
Very
waste!
impressive football.
Wasted year for the Dons, mate. And they got 7,000 plus days now to the win a final or something.
And somebody said to me not too long ago, how do you feel potentially losing the best player in the AFL? I'm like, Lockie Neal doesn't play for Melbourne. What the fuck are you talking about?
Freo would be shattered.
Yeah. Freo would be shattered, you reckon? Well, yeah. Alright, well, congratulations, Brisbane. We'll see you in the finals. Steelo.
Well done, Steelo.
Thank you.
Fucking.
Might have to fly up Queensland to watch them play this round.
Yep, nice. I'm on the Ryan friend train for the finals because I will be up in Gold Coast with him. But let me know. I'll let you know. Brisbane are my backup team. Alright, I'll be jumping on Brisbane if Geelong can't get it done. Alright, so with that, let's move on to the next game. Sydney versus Adelaide, Saturday night football at the SCG. Sydney 18-13, 121. Adelaide 13-12, 90. Sydney by 31 points. Daniel Raby, how'd you go with this one?
It was quite upsetting again. Chasing some late tips there in another competition where I was one behind the lead and it's worth a lot of money, that one. So I thought I'd go Adelaide in the Rogue one to try and make it up. But then I realised, obviously, you can't change your tips in other comps. And so you might have noticed there that I tipped a few Rogue ones across the weekend, chasing another competition, knowing that I had a lead in this competition. It was all very hectic. I had spreadsheets and other computers and screens going.
Yeah, you can't fuck around, all right? You can't fuck around. They don't let you.
Knowing that I was going to get all 3 tips on the Sunday, so I was backing on that. But so I went the Rogue one in Adelaide, giving them just a chance. I just thought they'd play with some passion in the last round. They might show up, might even get on the plane and go to the game. But no, none of the above. They just stayed in Adelaide and probably just watched it on the tally. And,
hey, how can you say North Melbourne had a good game, but Adelaide didn't? When Adelaide lost by 5 goals and North Melbourne got thumped by 20.
Because I stupidly tipped Adelaide.
Okay,
right?
alright, that's why. Alright, that's the bias. Alright, sorry, just wanted to highlight the bias.
I was actually very shocked when I saw that, actually.
Yeah, it was a very late change too. I only did it about 6:30 or so, just before the game. And
I was shocked too, but I was like, hey, this is good. This is what I need right now.
And I thought you'd enjoy it, but it was
Thank
a
you.
desperate move for another competition, which again, so I've ended up second in that one. Still got the second prize of 500, but the first prize obviously being 1,000. So I thought I'll chase hard for it. I'll try and get the 1 tip, but I ended up going down by 2 in that one. So yeah, it was a desperate play, and it almost cost me the All for Footy.
Oh,
Well, hang on. We'll get into that. We'll get into that one. But why are you spoiling tipping results? We'll get into that after the games. You know.
We will, but it was just so.
Yeah, I know. So you got to shut up.
I was just going to say, Heaney was a late out too for the Swannies.
Yeah.
And, that's when
I reckon they rested him, but I have a bit of a theory. Do you reckon they just did that so they know that on Brownlow night it's not going to be as brutal as they thought if he could be winning? Like,
No,
they just said,
they wouldn't give a
have
fuck
the night
about
off, mate. We don't want you to get another 3 votes at the end of the year.
Too much attention, yeah.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't give a fuck. No, surely not. That's not
No.
even on their radar. That'd be silly.
I think they would do that Donald Trump style of antics just to throw wash to the caution of everything being. But a big
get arrested.
Yeah, just
a
being
big
fucking
shout out
retard. Yeah.
to Atomic Shadows for winning the Super Coach competition this year. You know, his training wheels have been on for a few years. He's only new to the game about 3 or 4 seasons ago. And he's come up and he's pinched the flag. He might actually be in it for about 5 or 6 years now, I reckon, Dave. But so he's come up, he's won the flag, and on the weekend, there was a few big moments, but he had Dacos as the vice captain, and that set him up early. But Heaney getting pulled out was a bit interesting one in the game. So there's lots of moments for those super coaches out there that get the job done. And Dave, one of the winners of his competition.
That's it. That's
Well done,
it.
Dave.
Good
Well
for
done,
him.
mate. Well done.
Anyway, we're trying to talk about Sydney versus Adelaide.
Well, because
I was just going to say, with the Crows, mate, you can always tell straight away when Rankin's out of the side as well. He's always, he's big out when he's out, I reckon.
Wasn't he playing?
No, he got concussed the week before.
Oh, okay. I must be mixing up with last week's games. Yep. No, fair enough. Yeah. Well, look, Adelaide. Come on, we didn't think they were going to beat Sydney at home. Nobody did. But yeah, poor Adelaide. Not doing that crash hard at the moment, but still, they'll be back. South Australians, crown jewel essentially. All right,
And
so
Raby, do you still have trust in the Swannies, mate? Considering they've got a lizard that plays at the back line and a fox that plays up the forward line, and have a horse as a coach, mate.
Oh, it's a very interesting combination, isn't it? I mean, how do you transport the horse and the lizard and the fox all in one vehicle to the other end of the footy ground without the power going out? Oh, there's so many to say.
hey, what the fuck are you talking about? Noah's Ark is a thing. You think they couldn't take 3 animals across a country? They had two of every animal was on Noah's Ark. Come on, mate.
Yes,
but,
this. I mean, look, at the moment, they'll be just comfortably resting in the stables, I feel. Just sort of just swanning around up there in Sydney, just having a good recovery before this final series. And
Fair.
well, they were Sydney, they only know one gear, don't they? So, I mean, even on the weekend, 120 points, and I thought they've obviously decided like that's it. We're just full tilt to the grand final, and if they can score 100+ every week, they're going to be pretty dangerous. So
Yeah.
They just got to make sure they keep getting those quick starts, mate. Like they got caught out a bit this year, but they've got to make sure they're there when the siren goes.
They're pretty up for it this year. I mean, they're going to be hard to keep down in any game, and
Yeah, but they've hit a rough patch right at the wrong time of the year.
I genuinely feel like this year, there's really not a team that you go, well, they're maybe a lot better than the rest of the comp.
No.
I feel like there's about 4, probably just, I don't know, more like even maybe 6 really good chances.
Sydney could have been that team, but the last 6 weeks has just crumbled that perception of them. But they could have been that team.
Rock solid, and
Yeah,
whoever wins through,
they're on top of the
they're going
ladder.
to play some good games of footy along the way. And
Nathan, you reckon Luke Parker's cemented a spot in the side, mate?
Why are you asking me that? Yeah, he's all right. Like, I don't know much about Luke Parker. Like, he's all right, I guess.
just
What about you,
smile
Daniel?
and nod. Just smile and nod.
Right.
Yeah,
I know who Luke Parker is. It's just like, well, why are we bringing it on? Like, it's nothing special,
he's definitely just the little bit of fabric they've needed just to bring him back together. I mean, every time they get him in the midfield there, something special keeps happening, don't they? So they're, at the moment, though, Sydney they're just right there in 3rd gear, and they could run out of petrol tomorrow, or they could really crank it up to 4th gear.
Oh, you think they're going to do that going to the finals?
Just got to say, Nathan, with Parker, mate, he had a pretty bad injury at the start of the year, and then he got reported for a long time too. So there was actually question marks if he was going to get back in the side when they were red hot. But
Yeah, no, they were going to put him in the VFL and just make him play out there, weren't they?
yeah, and at the moment they reckon Taylor Adams could be struggling to get a game, so he could have if
have a
Swans
permanent
make the
spot.
granny and win it, he could have the upset story again from the same as last year from the Pies.
Oh, wouldn't that be a record? And yet you got Ginnivan on another boat, looking to be one of the first players in a long time to go back-to-back at 2 different clubs. Yet you can have another bloke.
Oh, mate, I want it. I want that. I want Collingwood fans to be so salty.
I prefer the Taylor Adams story.
Imagine if it's bloody Pies, if it's Swans Hawks, mate. It's got to happen. One of those stories would have to happen.
There you go. There you go, Reeby. There you go. All right, with that, let's move on to the next game. It was Sunday football at Mars Stadium. Western Bulldogs versus the Giants. The Doggies 14-14, 98 to GWS 9-7, 61. Mr. Ryan Fenton, what do you reckon?
Yeah, mate, this was all week I was thinking about who to tip for this game. Hey, just oh man, it was going to be a toughie, and then
and we thought, and it pretty much was.
Oh, mate, definitely, mate. Then I looked at the lineups with 45 minutes to go, and it came up with three big blows for the Giants, which Brenton Daniels, Benford, and Stone all out, and I went changing my tip to the Doggies. So
that's wise.
Yeah, mate. I just had a feeling. I just wanted to check it, and with those 3 out, I was like, oh, there's a bit of a mix-up, so I'll change my tip. But great win for the Doggies, mate. That has cemented their spot in the 8. Well done.
Yeah.
Go that Doggies.
Love to see
They
Doggies
needed that
succeed.
win, and even better, the Doggies winning made it even better for the Caddies. So that was a win-win. Well done.
There we go. And always got a shout out, represent Mr. Rick, the man Parker.
Absolutely. He's still. I heard he's still in Ballarat, still celebrating that win,
he
mate.
is. Look, unfortunately, I do feel a bit selfish because he's not able to go to the Gold Coast trip, and I'll be going, so I don't want Doggies to win while I'm not hanging out with Mr. Rick Parker. But sorry, Mr. Rick Parker, I hope Doggies don't win the flag.
Yeah. What was it? So what was it at the end? It was 5-goal win at the end. Pretty comfortable.
6-goal win,
that last quarter.
Yeah, they just
It was
kicked
tight
away.
at the start, but then they just blew it away. Good on them. Lockie Whitfield, Rick's mate. We'd like to mention Rick, like you said, but Lockie Whitfield dominated with 42 touches on the day too. He got in the squad for the AA side, Reeves?
Fucking Lockie Whitfield.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I remember you seeing his name. Yes.
Yeah, and Green's 37 too. So the Giants had the most disposals, but our mate Ed Richards, what a year he's had too. He's popped up in the midfield when they need him, and he's having a great year too, old Ed Richards. So he's been a shining bright light for the doggies in the middle there. Well, and
he had a solid game.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And goal scorers Green and Hogan, good old Hogan, getting the Coleman medal too. He's sewn that up during the game. Well done, Jesse.
Former Melbourne alumni.
Pardon, you both spoke at the same time.
There was a bit of a scare for a minute, wasn't there?
Yeah.
With Jesse kicking a bag, and all of a sudden the race was back on, and then all of a sudden he just didn't get ahead of him. But this would have been interesting if he had to kick, 2 or something.
Yeah, I've got a question for you guys. If you know the answer, so Hogan is the first winner of the Coleman medal for a third club, and the last one was 19.
You cut out for a second. Then it was 90. What?
Oh, sorry. So the last time the player for a third club won the Coleman medal was 1999. Do we know who the player last was?
Jason Heatley.
Peter Sumo.
It was our good old mate Scott Cummings.
Oh,
okay.
That. I can picture the sticker.
Never heard of it.
Shiny one, mate. Shiny one. So he played at Essendon, Port Adelaide, and Eagles. But after winning the Coleman, he headed to Collingwood. But when he won it, he was at the third club. But there you go. So Jesse Hogan setting the record from 1999.
Great for no fun fact, that one.
Oh, I've made it a quiz, mate.
Well, here's a new fun fact. Here's a fun fact from me, the funnest fact giver of all time. Pickett got 3 weeks for his bump on Darcy Moore.
Oh, that's a good fun fact.
There you go. Super fun.
That's the best one you've had all year.
Thank you. That's the only one I've had all year. That's how you do it. One done. That's it. Over.
What do you reckon about Jones's tackle too, guys? Dangerous tackle and just got the fine. What do we reckon about that?
Everything's just so reversed at the moment. I don't even want to talk about it. I mean, let's let him off, but then we got the other fellow who gets a week when they got holding the... I'm sort of confused with it at the moment. But I get the important bit to it being the important bit. Who was the other tackle that ended up getting the week?
Oh, the Blues player.
Yeah, who got holding the ball, Owens.
Owens, yeah.
And then now he's going to miss a week when he got a holding the ball decision where, lucky Liam Jones gave away the free kick. But obviously doesn't cop the week.
Yeah, he full pinned the arm back, and the guy full landed his head in the turf. Like, I would have thought it would be a week for sure.
Nah, toughen up, get good. I feel like that's the consensus.
Oh, well, you got lucky, Jonesy.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's move on to the next game. It was Sunday football at Marvel Stadium. Carlton versus St Kilda. Carlton 11-8-74. St Kilda 11-10-76. Jack Higgins at the 12-second mark. Daniel Raby, what the fuck?
That's just what he does.
Kick goals occasionally.
Snags the unbelievable. Where during the game, he couldn't kick over a jam lid. I actually recall sitting there with the people I was watching with, and we were going, how bad is this guy at kicking? And then it was quite funny that he's the one that ends up kicking the goal, because, I mean...
Jam lid.
Oh, the irony of Jack Higgins at the moment. He's just a classic to watch for the Sainers, and... he kicked 2 goals, 2 on the night, and he'll probably kick 1 or 2 out in the full and didn't make the distance on another one. And he's the lucky guy. He gets to kick the goal with 12 seconds. So, hats off to him. And
well done.
Good on him, I guess.
I believe they stayed at Etihad at Marvel at Telstra Dome at the precedence of the Docklands for a couple of days. They were just seen swinging from the rafters out there, just having a ball. I mean, the Saints were up and about that night. Apparently they got the Carlton draft team rolled a few kegs out in the middle of the ground for the boys, and they didn't even leave the venue. They got put a few robes on. They didn't even bother going in the rooms to change. They just stayed out on the oval. Like I think the G Train was there. He was hustling around.
Training up.
And I think Dan Butler was probably got BOG on the night. He just performed so well after hours, and a lot of the St Kilda people
loving the props, mate. Loving the props.
Yeah, and I think just to get the victory though, we're good on Carlton for actually coming back there. If we can just take it back to the game for a half a minute, I mean,
we should stick on the game actually.
Well, sometimes you get a little bit distracted.
They do say it was almost the Blues' second side though that the Saints are playing.
Yeah, it was, but I mean, the way they played probably into St Kilda's hands as well, with the game style being fairly defensive from both teams. It kept Carlton in the game all night, and hats off to them. They did it last week. They really defensived West Coast out of it, and were able to open them up. They did it with us, and they stuck in the game all night and had that little comeback there in the end there, and all should have won the game. So, I think it's actually a lot of positive signs come out of this for Carlton, that they're inching back towards playing a brand that is probably going to stand up in finals, which is tough, tight, defensive scrap. They obviously know you still got to put a score on the board, which they can do, and they're going to get more dangerous every week as they build back with players. And
I was going to say, the players going to come back slowly too, yeah.
And they're going to have to fit into that mould now. Be defensive, be stingy, be tight. We're not probably going for that brand we tried to start the year with, being super elegant, super aggressive, super open. So, it's an interesting timing for Carlton. I mean, if they go to Brizzy and somehow jag it, and just bring Brizzy down and are able to be hard to beat and get the win, opens up a bit. They head back to the G, because I believe the loser of that game, the winner of that game, plays potentially the Geelong Port loser.
No, they play the
Sydney
Giants. Yeah,
it's okay. It's a pretty tough side, but anyway, we'll just go 1 week at a time. But
how would the motions been for Carlton and Freo supporters in that last 5 minutes? Bloody hell!
Oh, watching the end game. I mean, I've heard a lot of Carlton supporters say they really just wish Freo won, put them out of their misery. Now we're going to go to bloody Gabba and wait 2 more weeks just to get put out of their misery,
and they will be.
But I just, that attitude, it'll swing around with all these Carlton supporters. And, if Port Adelaide's a good example, where there was the story about the supporters who were booing Kenny Hinkley, and here they are lauding him this week when they're going into a home prelim. So, you got to stick fat, and I'm sure the Carlton supporters will get over it all pretty quickly once they juice up for a big final up at the Gabba.
They love the juice.
You never know. You just never know, do you? I mean, let's think back to 1999 when Carlton went into that prelim against Essendon. No one gave them a hope. It was Essendon and
Murphy.
Essendon were just the best team in the comp. North were right there with them. Carlton knock them off, don't they, Nathan? So,
and Peter Sumo's there kicking goals.
It happens.
Wasn't it that Murphy did that tackle, didn't he?
No, Murphy was holding the ball when the siren went. But it was Wallace. No, Wallace got tackled.
Yeah, by Murphy, wasn't it?
Maybe he did the tackle too.
Yeah, I think he did. And then the Cats picked him up. So wow, and good old Sainers, mate. At least they finished off the season with a couple of W's, trying to really ruin some clubs' years. Good on them, mate.
Yeah, give their supporters something. They finished above Melbourne. That's something, I guess.
Yeah, look, let's just hope we can translate that into a start next year.
And I think Marshall's pretty stiff not to make the AA squad too, Reeves.
Yeah, apparently he has something on the night when the awards are, so they thought they might as well give it to someone else who could maybe be there on the night. That's all it is. Apart from that, he would have been in the 44. But he said, just in case I make it into the squad, into the team, I can't be there that night. I got this thing on. So they went with the guy who can be there on the night.
Of course they
honestly though, how do you rate Saints' last few games, even though they played eight of the 9 at Marvel? How do you rate them without Ben King in their side, mate?
Without Ben King, look, he's never played a game for St Kilda, so it would be
Max King, sorry, Max King, the shit one.
You knew who he meant.
Yeah, look, it's hard to tell. I just think next year, like I was just saying about Carlton, I mean, I think Saints developed a lot this year with a brand, and I think they unleashed it a bit more in the second half when he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And he fits into that beautifully. I mean, if you can't fit Max King into any footy side, you know, he had injury concerns, which means he wasn't playing good footy. In the year before, he kicked 45 goals. So, you know, it's not like he's actually got bad form. He just was injured. They've pulled him out to go for surgery, which means he was obviously pretty bad. And let's just hope he's firing with a 40 to 50 goal year next year, with the Saints marching right up to a top 2 home potential straight sets prelim attempt, which wouldn't be at our home ground. It would be at the MCG. Don't get us started on that conversation.
No, I don't want to. I want to move on to the next
Never get
game.
me started on that conversation, mate.
Yeah, let's stay you on.
And St Kilda will be beaten by Carlton in the grand final next year.
And Saints will probably be trying to eye for centre half forward too to help Maxi out, yeah?
See a tech guy number 2.
That's it. All right, moving on to the next game. If we're all done with St Kilda glazing, even though they didn't make the 8. All right. Fremantle versus Port Adelaide at Optus Stadium. Fremantle 9-13-67. Port Adelaide 13-9-87. Port Adelaide by 20 points. Finishing off the year strong. Freo just didn't want to play finals, did they, Fenno?
No.
Oh, thanks.
Are you throwing this on to me, mate?
That's why I said Fenno.
No dramas, mate. No dramas.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a
Yeah, listen
what
up.
a it was actually quite a shootout right to the end. Actually, I kept watching it. It was almost goal for goal for a while there. Like, it was pretty close, but yeah, bad luck Freo. You know, you're sitting bloody third on the ladder 4 or 5 weeks ago. But
should we call him Old Mantle?
no.
I don't know what we need to call them.
Maybe Full Mantle.
Full Mantle, I don't mind it. But yeah, a lot of injuries I think cost him towards the end. You know, Gordon Darcy out, Pearce out, you know, Tracy out. You know, just a build up of these players. I think just, you know, really hurt him towards the end of the season there. And
I think I've got one. Flip Mantle, because they fucking suck. Yeah, sorry, continue.
No, they suck. And
What about
had
Mantle?
No, I like Fabs.
Had Fabs on the what are you guys saying? Had Fabs chat me too during the whole game. You probably had him on chat too, Reeves. But oh mate, it was devastating for him. And his pack was, if Port Freo make it, Fabs makes it on the pod. But bad luck, Fabber. Maybe next year, mate.
Maybe next year, maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Just
he's got to listen to it at first.
No, you know, Port didn't even have Reeby's mate Dixon playing, and you know, and then they've lost Aaliyah during the game, and Farrell looks like he might be out for the next game too for the Power.
Yeah,
and
the Bell Pepper, he's gone until next year, is he?
Yeah, he did his ACL, mate. He's gone,
he's no chance of coming back anytime.
But yeah, there you go. Good win for the Power, and finishing second on the ladder. Well done.
Yeah, strong finish. Hats
like
off
we said
to them.
earlier, you know, good old Ken Oath was getting booed and sacked mid-year, and absolutely turned it around. So
he was on Coach Watch. There's a thumbnail with the All for Footy thumbnail with the crosshairs on his head because he was under fire from Coach Watch.
There really is. So, one to learn there for the supporters. And what do we have? You know, typical Brayshaw did well for Freo and Theron and all the boys, Ryan. But, and Willie Rioli, 3 goals for Power. So, he's up and about, you know, revving up the forward line. And, Wines, Butters, all the boys just dominating for Port, like always. They've done it all year. And
still just looking like a majestic.
Yeah, they've got so many strong mids. But
with his mane flowing in the wind.
Yeah, that's right, mate. It's flowing all right. And and they look like they're going to be all right without Dan Houston in the side for the year too, mate. They'll cover him. So,
yeah.
Well done, Port, and bad luck, Freo.
Looking dangerous. So long, Flip Mantle. Reeves, any adage?
Log Mantle.
Oh, yeah, Port. They really, really did the business, didn't they, to secure that home final? I think for a while there, I thought of changing my tip to Freo,
Yeah,
thinking
wow.
that Port's safe in the finals, and but then I realised no, top two spot is a lot on the line to play for there, and they played a great brand of footy on the night. They didn't play silly footy. I don't think they probably almost even went 100%, but they almost played a perfect game because they were tough to score against, and geez, they impressed me in a way, Port, and I've mentioned it to Paddy one or two times now that there's something about Port winning the flag this year. It's been 20 years on the dot, and there we were all gathered at Cardi's backyard 20 years ago, and this year, we might be all gathered up in Wheels' backyard, and geez, wouldn't Kenny Hinkley like to send a bit of a message like Choco Williams did all those years to all the ones that called him chokers? So, I just reckon that there's a bit to play out there, but geez, Port would just smut if they could win it this year, wouldn't they? They'd just give it to the comp and say, stick that one in your pipe.
You're making me want to back them.
Oh,
but I can't. I got Geelong.
But then I think Geelong will win this week. So, I mean, and then, don't get me started on who I think will win the flag.
Like I got Geelong and Brisbane, and then I don't care, really.
And don't forget, Port's been up there just as much as Brizzy has been in the last sort of 4 or 5 years too. So,
they were up there
they've been floating around. So,
they're right.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, as they say.
And just shout out to Logan Evans too, getting the Rising Star nomination for the final round for the year. So that's all 24 locked in for that award too. And there
you go. Who you got?
We've got the hot favourite. Ollie Dempsey's hot favourite at the moment for the Caddies, mate.
He's pretty solid. He's pretty good.
That could be pretty special. So
no, absolutely. All right. Well, without further ado, let's move into the highlight of the show tonight. Footy tipping results. I'm going to go through everybody from the bottom of the comp to the top.
That's nice of you, mate.
Well, it's the final one of the year, so it's worth it.
I know it doesn't count, but are we going to continue the finals? I know it doesn't count. But
yeah, it doesn't count. Yeah, we could. Yeah, well, I'm going to do it, just because, but it's already all sorted. All right. So this is everybody in the tipping comp this year. Coming at number 9, Paddy Reeby. Number 8, Kirsty Brown. 7, Jim Bob. 6, Running Late. 5th, The Doctor. Mickey B coming in at 4th. Rick coming in at 3rd. Fenno coming in at 2nd with a great 19 tips this week. And then, of course, me, Mr. 9 out of 9, Nathan Norman, coming in number 1 in the footy tipping results. Who'd have thought it? Thank you.
Mate, I tried to put my 19 tips on both hands and I couldn't do it. It's too many fingers,
Too many fingers, mate. Can't be done.
Was that in our Tech Guy number 2 competition?
Yeah, so that's not the real competition. That's another competition that I actually won. But all right, now here's the real competition.
Nathan, I went up six positions that last week from that in that comp.
You got a 19. It's fucking insane. Came 2nd. Nice showing. Good showing. All right, so there's 22 people in our comp. Starting at the bottom, tipping from abroad. That's Fabs, isn't it?
I think so.
He's bottomed out, 84. Very sad. Next, ESPN fan bunch of numbers, and then ESPN fan bunch of numbers. This is,
I believe that's Sammy.
Sammy and Melinda? Yes?
Yeah, correct. Wait, yeah.
Alright, one of them's 95, one of them's 99. I can't tell them apart.
That would be Melinda on 99 and Sammy on 95.
There we go. Alright, well, thank you very much.
Ended up getting the jump on Sammy by 4. Great work, Melinda. Coming in, what position that? 20th.
20th, yes. And then coming in at number 19th, Paddy Reeby. It's a Reeby family affair down at the bottom there.
Disappointing.
So 115. Significantly more than the Melinda. The bottom 3 are definitely legions apart. But yeah, 115 for Paddy. Coming in at 18. Balin, 118. Look,
Had a good year.
not everybody can win. All right,
Mate, he's only 10 years old too. Good on him.
Oh, good. I feel that much better destroying a little child. All right,
Paddy got beaten by a 10-year-old.
That's it. But beating the 10-year-old like a bad habit, the Man of Steel, Steelo squad, coming in at number 17th on 121 tips. Congratulations, Steelo.
Well done, Steelo. Well done, mate.
We're better for it. I got through it.
Hey, and your team's doing good this year too, mate. Well done.
Yep. If your team's doing good, apparently you're doing good in the tipping. That's the stupid lie that gets told all the time.
Next year.
That's the lie.
You meant to.
All right, coming in at number 16 is Benny, the BT Bull, Thompson, at 122, just one above Steelo. Tom Mack, 123 on 15th spot. Kirsty Brown, 14th spot on 124. Running late, which is Luke, apparently, on 126. Atomic Shadows, sliding in at the 12th spot on 127. He lifted a bit towards the end of the year.
Hey, was he super coach form?
There you go. Jim Bob Parker coming in at number 11th on 130. Tied with Julian coming in at number 10 on 130. He was up there. He was coming second and first, and he was up there not too long ago.
Was he starting to forget to put his tips in or something, Julian?
No, he was putting his tips in, but I think he was chasing another comp.
Right.
Oh.
And I feel like he went through, and he always tips Essendon no matter what. So that hurt him towards the end of the year, unfortunately. And then coming at number 9, Michael Broad on 132. Then coming at number 8, Ryan, the Big Wheel Fenton on 132. Just beating Mickey on points, on margin. Sucked in. Congratulations. Alright, now moving on to the next one. It is my mother coming in at number 7. Congratulations, Mum.
Jeez, she dropped off.
133. And then coming in at number 6, my dad at 133.
Oh, so there couldn't be so no sandwich at the end of the year?
No Nathan's parents sandwich. They're together and that's it. Leave them alone.
Yeah, they stick together there though.
They've done that deliberately.
I wanted them to join me in the top 5 though. And they were for the most of the season, but then they just fell apart near the end of the year. And
they had a seat at the table. I only clapped people in the top 5, so I've sort of been waiting. But they had a good year, and I feel like giving them a combined clap just for.
Yeah, no, I think they deserve a clap. They did really well.
All the contributors to the competition there.
Absolutely. They were definitely very invested.
Always wondering who Joe tipped. Always wondering who Rob tipped.
Couldn't tell them apart. But yeah,
with the little flag on one of them.
Exactly. Well, which one has a scarf?
Your dad's one.
All right. You win this time. All right.
I remember the other picture is it's like a head or something.
They're both just pictures of my dog.
Oh yeah.
That's why I got pissed off when I was like, you both uploaded pictures, but you both uploaded pictures of our fucking dog. So, how am I meant to tell the difference between them? What the fuck have you done to me? And then one of them put a flag in there, but still the dog. I'm like, I guess that's something. But anyway. Top 5. Let's move in. Now, this next 3 really snuck up at the end there. Congratulations to them. Vossi Star sliding in at number 5. 134 points. Congratulations. Tied with Jamie, the Kiss of Death, on 134 points. Very well done. Very well done. And then, with a perfect round. Oh, and also, Ryan, you also got a perfect round this week. Just the two of you and Rick.
Yeah, that's quiet.
And
Thank you. It's because I tipped the Cats.
There you go. Rick got 136 at the end of the year, coming in at 3rd from being. He was at the bottom at one point. He was literally like dead last at one point. Like the people that weren't putting in their tips, like he was losing to them. And now look at him now, just last 4 weeks, just like a shooting star. Rick, the shooting star Parker, they should call him. And they do call him it.
Rick's been a bit of a joke the last couple of years too with tipping, so well done, Rick.
Absolutely. He was a joke this year as well for the most part, and then just all of a sudden just steamrolled over us at the end. Almost knocking me off. But me coming in at number 2nd. Yeah, runners up. Woo! Yeah, 136. Tied with Rick, but beating him on margin. So, sucked in. I'm still 2nd.
Nathan.
And yeah, very happy. Yep.
Did you put 0 in for every game for margin?
Yes. Every game.
Ooh, so
Raby didn't do it. Raby did it at the beginning and was like, all right, now I'm going to do 0 for every game.
No.
Well played.
I did my tactic was 6 all year. So I went 1 goal.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, all right, well, that
You know
worked out
what?
for you.
Do you know what? I did the exact same, but obviously because of our tips are different, it's not the same margin.
Yeah.
Because I did a goal every game too. I did 6.
Yeah. But I
Yeah, and
changed.
I would have beaten
I
you
changed
just
from
doing
1.
0.
I changed from 1 early in the year, but I did do a couple late in the year where I went like 16 in. Or...
Yeah, I know. You did one early on that was like a bigger margin. It was just like, oh shit, and then it felt like you were just doing nothing the rest of the year. But I can see it's different. But yeah, anyway, me coming in at number 2nd, then coming in at number 1. Daniel, the Big Daddy Raby, winning his first ever tipping comp. 38 years on this planet. And this is the first tipping comp he's even come close to winning. Congratulations, Daniel Raby.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Been a tough week out on Media Street. I've been getting chased down. I've had to move address, change to GO box. I'm thinking of just getting a helipad so that I can just chop it in and out of my house now instead of driving, because it's just too hectic going out the front there. I mean, people want my tips. They're like, Dan, who's going to win the finals this week? Dan. Everyone's just hounding me, and but it's enjoyable. I can kind of get used to it. You know what they say out on the main streets: if you're not first, you're last. So,
Ricky Bobby,
Absolutely, mate.
don't you put that evil on me.
Lucky I'm coming first in the NRL.
That's all right, because in the other tipping comp I came first and he came 5th, and in this one he came first and I came 2nd. So I do win in the end.
Daniel, I'd just like to applaud you too, mate. You've gone through the whole footy season without losing your mobile phone too.
Yeah, I was very disappointed in that. I was really hoping you'd lose your mobile phone at some point during the year. Maybe. Yeah.
look, I decided to cancel my trip to Thailand this year.
No strippers stealing your phone? Oh, that's sad.
Stayed in Australia this year during the middle of the season, and it's the silly season coming up.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit due a new phone too. She actually got a few cracks on her. You probably can't see them on there, but
Hey, 6 months. If you get an Apple phone, 6 months free replacement for your screen.
I can't even see, but I didn't want to tinker with getting a new phone towards
Okay.
the end of the year in case I lost my ESPN app or anything silly.
As I said, replace the screen free after 6 months if you get an iPhone.
I'll look into it. Thanks for the tip.
Well done.
Yes.
Good tip.
Well, it's useful. I'm going to go get mine replaced before the 6 months come up.
But and also I will very much be looking forward to a lovely dinner that I suppose shall be getting put on by everyone that entered the competition this year.
No, you get a
I don't
hat.
know, if I just send a BSB in the account around and everyone just, donates 20 or 30 to an account, we should be able to use that as a big fund for a dinner for everyone who's invited, obviously who's part of it. And I'm sure we'll all be there, and yeah.
Yeah, no dinner. You get a hat. That is the prize, and you'll get it eventually.
Cubby holder.
No, a hat, and you'll get it eventually. That's it.
T-shirt size medium.
I don't think you understand English, Mr. Ryan Fenton.
A pen.
The big wheel is not turning correctly. You need to check yourself.
Oh shit. I'm just happy to finish on a 9 too. Thank you, fellas. I'm happy with that.
Congratulations. Like, got 19 in the other round because it's got joker rounds and bonus if you get 9 out of 9. That was pretty impressive. I just shot it up to 2nd place. It's just like, oh, fuck me. Almost got me. Almost.
I was starting to do the numbers like, shit, can I actually win this?
And the fact that, like, 6-7 weeks ago, Reeby's like, yeah, I noticed I got a joker round and I'm in that other tipping comp. And I'm like, oh, yeah, so you do know. And then he didn't even use it.
I was concentrated on the main comp.
Oh, it was good stuff. It was good stuff. But yeah, no, well, that's it for the tipping this year, unfortunately. But, there we go. So we've had 3 winners so far. I think it was, Ryan at the beginning, then
Mickey.
Mickey B at the beginning, then me, now Reeby.
Well, if the app still carries on though, we will be running a little side one for fun, just because obviously we're going to give our tips.
We'll be giving our tips on the show, but that's it. There won't be anything else to it.
If the app still counts, we'll just still carry on.
No, that's not how it works. We entered the season.
Know what it does?
It's the Premiership season round. It's not the finals.
Home
and away
So
season. That's the word I was looking for. Home and away season. That's it.
Okay. So the app doesn't carry on tips, so that's.
It might, but that's not how we're doing it.
It does.
They'll just be our own banter.
Yeah, look, it does.
Yeah, no, but that doesn't count. We're not doing it.
It says enter your tips for the qualifying round.
Yep.
Well, I don't see why we shouldn't just carry on for fun. I mean, why not?
No, we can carry on for fun as well, but the results. You won, all right?
Yeah. I'm taking the gimme. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, well, of course we can.
You want the finals prize?
Like, I'm going to put my tips in, but I'm not going to. It's not really that big a deal. It's not going to be hey, we're going to do our tipping results every week now because you've won. That's it.
Let me break this down then, Nathan. So I was under the illusion that I was going to get a free dinner for my fine effort. All the hours I spent researching the tips this year.
Oh,
and now you're telling me that I might get a hat.
Eventually.
But you're not interested in the effort of putting in tips for finals because of what reason?
Because we didn't do it last year and we didn't do it the year before.
Yes, but I'm going to start up a road side competition, and I'm going to gather some funds off people, maybe $20 a head, and we'll make this one just a finals tipping competition.
Yeah, we can do that. That'd be good.
Because percentage would obviously come into it, I wonder.
I'm gonna start keeping a count on how many times I hear Reeby came first on the tipping comp too for the whole year.
This will be bigger.
I did harp on about it a bit early days, didn't I?
This will be bigger than the tipping comp that we ran this year in the season, because this one will actually be worth a prize. So
what? You're getting a hat eventually, maybe.
Stay posted, everyone out there, because I'll launch this and I'll let everyone know.
Mate, you're getting a hat eventually, maybe. Like, what do you mean? There's no prize?
Yeah, but I'm going to make it. This is a road competition.
Just a different prize, all right. But yeah, it's all right.
Finals tipping extravaganza. It's going to be called.
It's a trophy hat. It's a trophy hat, though, isn't it?
Well, we'll see how that goes. All right. Well, let's move on to closing thoughts, shall we, Daniel?
My closing thoughts. Why do you always spring this on me when I'm not ready?
Because fuck you. That's why. What's your closing thoughts? Well, I say that with love. You know that.
Okay. Well, I mean, how can I go past just what I had for dinner? I mean, I was a little bit wowed. Actually.
Boy.
There's a local Mexican restaurant in Mordialloc called Salsa Gale. It's like Salsa Garden, but Salsa Gale. And mate, what a winner! It's probably the most authentic Mexican restaurant I've actually been to in years, and it's been there for almost a year and a half now, and I still haven't been there. And I give it an absolute 10 out of 10. So
congratulations.
Yeah, I'm going to be having to go back there in the near future and enjoy another meal.
Sounds
so hopefully
amazing.
maybe next year we can get them to sponsor the pod or something.
Hey, maybe we can get someone to sponsor the pod one time.
Maybe ESPN can sponsor us and we could become the main tipping podcast.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good work. You get to work on that. All right.
ESPN, we love you.
Yeah. Is that all you're gonna do? You got any more steps? Any more tricks and tips?
They're good people.
Look, work on it behind the scenes. All right, mate. All right, let's move on to Ryan Big Will Fenton. Closing thoughts, my friend.
My closing thoughts is last week I didn't know how the Doggies would play against the Giants and didn't know who'd win, and they won, but now they've got to play the Hawks, so I'm putting the Doggies in for Wheels of Fortunes and nearly got forgotten about. So that's that. Sorry, Rick. And just quick thing, little Louis' footy's finished obviously a couple of weeks ago now. He's done little nippers and trained up for that, and he got the tick of approval to start doing little nippers, mate. So that'll be what I'll be doing over the summer. And another final
license. Is that what he just did?
Yeah, just the testing. Yep.
Yeah.
And he passed that, so that's good. And just another final thought: isn't the Isn't it starting to? The sun's coming out and the grass is starting to smell and isn't spring on its way? Well done. Come on, boys.
Yeah, it sucks.
20 degrees in Melbourne. Like, get your hand off at Melbourne. 20 degrees in winter.
Yeah, I'm sweating.
We're pinching ourselves down here.
I'm sweating. I don't like it. Oh, well, moving on. My closing thoughts for this week. Yeah, just playing a lot of gaming. Just gaming. Over on the Bruce Rando channel, go watch him. He be gaming. Probably do some Demon Souls this Friday night, so go tune in and say hi. Sunday, who knows what he'll be doing. There's a lot of games coming out at the moment. There's Black Myth Wukong. There's Vampire Survivors is coming out. Concord's popping off, but not really, because nobody really likes it or plays it, but I like it, so whatever. And yeah, Star Wars Outlaws comes out next week as well. So I've got a lot of games to be tackling. So I will not be doing anything with anybody. I'm going to be shutting myself in and playing some video games, saving some cash for the Gold Coast trip coming up soon, and that'll be dope. Yes, very funny. Very funny.
Are you going to get the scary movies going, mate, or what?
Yeah, I already did the scary movie stream. You must have missed it.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you missed it.
When was that?
Sunday. Streaming time.
Oh,
Normal
shit,
streaming
I'm gonna have to
time.
go back and look. I'm actually going to have to go back and look. I didn't even get a notification. Hey?
It's fully done. It was all done. Did it.
Shit, I didn't even get a notification that you were on.
Oh, it's a shame. Hey, look, other people jumped in the channel saying hi to all these other people, but yeah, none of the crew turned up, unfortunately. But hey, look, I don't expect you to. You guys are busy. Yeah, you never turn up anyway.
Sorry, mate.
You don't support your friends. Well, you don't support this friend. But I digress. Alright. And with that, that's all from us at All for Footy. And we're